welcome back to my channel. There are a few things I wish I knew before I went on this journey of being a bridesmaid. I had fun though. I had the time of my life. I think it's probably one of my best bridesmaid gigs, but I definitely wouldn't do it for someone I'm not close to. I think it requires a lot of work and commitment. I was a bridesmaid in April and May. Obviously, because we're Africans, we have two weddings. We have traditional and then we have the church wedding. So my friend asked me to be her bridesmaid. I think it was in 2017. You should have seen me, guys. I'd show you a video of my reaction, but I don't want that on the internet for life. I was so happy for her when she became engaged. At the time, I said yes. Life wasn't calm, but life was calm. Like, work wasn't as demanding and I didn't have as much going on. I had it all planned out. I was gonna be the best bridesmaid ever. I was gonna help her pick the flowers, pick the dress, go to dress fittings, and I was just gonna help her do every single thing. But guys, that didn't happen because life gets in the way. That's one thing to consider. Even though you say yes with the best intentions at heart, sometimes life gets in the way. On the day she asked me, I met the other bridesmaids as well. I knew one or two and I met the rest on that day. Funny enough, we actually all got on quite well, because I know usually when it comes to weddings, if you're very unlucky, you might find yourself with a bunch of girls that you absolutely hate and you never want to see again. But luckily they were actually all quite cool and quite accommodating and quite welcoming, so I didn't have any issues with my co-bridesmaids, and that was amazing. The weddings are very expensive, so before you say yes, you need to ask yourself, can my bank account afford this? Because obviously there's the bridal shower and then we had a hen do outside the country. I loved the hen do. It was actually kind of fun. I was very nervous when I had to go on the hen do because I have never really traveled with a big group of people before. Whenever I travel, I usually travel with one friend or two friends, but never more than two. So I was a bit nervous because I wasn't sure how we were gonna get on and things like that, but they were amazing. Obviously, it's important to understand that the wedding isn't about you. The hen do, bridal shower and everything is about the bride to be. It's not your wedding, so you can't make it about you. My bride hen do was in Spain, so we went to Spain, we went on a cooking class and we went out as well, which was fun. I had fun, good times. Once again, if you're going to be a bridesmaid, it's important to understand that the day is not about you. The hen do is not about you, it's about the bride. So you have to do something that the bride likes. I feel like I was very disorganized throughout the whole process because I live further away from the rest of them. Sometimes I would arrive late and stuff like that, so you need to be very organized when involved in a wedding. Communication is also very important because you need to be very upfront with the bride and with your co-bridesmaids as well, so that everyone is on the same page. Traditional marriage was lit. We had to do the traditional Ghanaian Adowa, I think that's what you call it, Adowa, Kente Adowa dance. I was so nervous, but I had a good dance buddy on my left side. I was just looking at her the whole time and trying to copy her. Ghanaian traditional marriages are quite quick actually, because you literally bring the family, they do all the talking. They ask the girl, do you want to marry this guy? She says yes, we join you together, we go home. That's it. And I love it. So it went quite quickly and the outfits were cute as well. When it comes to African weddings, the bride will decide on the material, give it to you, and then you have to sew it. On the day of the traditional, it's important to get there ahead of time. Communication is so important. I was actually stranded in India at one point, so I wasn't even sure if I was gonna make it for the wedding. I just remember her texting me like, are you back here? Are you back here? And I didn't know what to say, because at the time there was like some sort of strike going on in India with Jet Airways, so I couldn't fly back and it was a nightmare. Now, the day of the wedding is the most stressful day. On the day, wake-up call was at 5 AM. I was so vexed because I was jet lagged. Anyway, I did it anyway. So I woke up at 5. I was half asleep, so I left the room key in the room. When we got back, we were locked out of the room because, fam, I was half asleep. I was actually half asleep. No matter how hard you plan things out, like I keep saying, things don't always work out. So I think one of her makeup artists like pulled out on the day, so we all had to get our makeup done very early in the morning. morning to accommodate her as well, which is very, very important. On the day of the wedding, you're gonna have to be accommodated. Like, even if you're annoyed, you have to remember it's not about you, it's about the bride. Even though I wasn't a fan of getting my makeup done so early or waking up so early, in the end it was kind of worth it, because I got my makeup done at around 5-6 o'clock. Whilst the other bridesmaids were getting their makeup done, I went to get breakfast for them, I steamed their dresses, and there was a lot of things I did on that day. So that's another thing. On the day of the wedding, you just have to put whatever you feel about anything aside and just make sure that you're actually working together with everyone else to make sure things are going to plan. Depending on how things turn out or things are going, your bride might be in a good mood or she might be in an awful mood. So you have to work together to make sure that she's okay. If there's something that will piss her off, if you tell her, don't tell her. If it's gonna piss her off, don't tell her. If it's something that you can fix, try to fix it. It's actually about working together collectively to make sure that your friend, your sister, has the best wedding ever. I think it's very, very important. One thing that happened though is I was helping to steam like her wedding dress. I think I got some water on the dress, yeah, and my heart sank, because I thought I had burnt the dress or I ruined it or something, and fam, wow, that's the worst feeling ever, and I never want to feel like that ever again. The dress was okay when it was all dry, so luckily I didn't damage it or do anything to it. But obviously if you're helping out on the day, be cautious with the dress and everything else. The reception was lit. Like, when it ended, I didn't want to go home, and overall it was a good experience. The truth about being a bridesmaid is that things won't always go to plan. If I could go back in time, I would have communicated a lot better, and it's important to be organized as well. And obviously ask yourself, can my bank account afford this? Because weddings are expensive. Weddings are so expensive. I don't even want to go into detail. Ask yourself, is this something I can afford? Because personally, unless it's a close friend or someone I really love, I wouldn't do it for them, because it requires a lot from you. And if you can't put your best foot forward or you can't do your best with it, then I wouldn't advise you to say yes. Overall, I feel like my bridesmaid experience was actually a good one. I had fun. I had a time of my life. If you're going to be a bridesmaid anytime soon, I would advise you to be organized, communicate. Remember, it's not about you, it's about the bride. Make sure your bank account can afford it, and work together with everyone else to make sure everything goes well on the day. And that's really it. This is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah.